I'm Tara. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I am a yoga teacher and a physical therapist, and today I want to bring you guys a yoga flow for OCD, or really anyone who is dealing with a lot of thoughts or feeling lost in their headspace. As someone who has OCD, I really wanted to create this practice for anyone who is struggling with OCD because I know how difficult it can be. But I will say, yoga and meditation along with therapy has really helped me so much on my own journey, which is why I'm bringing this to you today. In today's yoga flow, we're going to really focus on bringing our awareness into our physical body because our minds are demanding so much attention already. So we're going to try to work on bringing our attention out of the mind and really into the physical body. So we're going to be doing this by obviously moving our body, but keeping our awareness there as well. If your mind does kind of pop in and want to say something, you could just say to your mind, "Thank you for reminding me. I don't have time for this right now," and just bring your attention back into your physical body. Okay, so with all that said, let's get into our yoga practice for OCD. So we're going to start today's practice at the top of our mat in standing. So we're going to start in mountain pose, Tadasana. So your feet can be either together or hip width apart. You're going to have a slight little bend in your knees, so you just don't want to lock out your knees. So keep the knees soft. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Hands down at your sides, palms facing forward, crown of the head up tall to the sky, and if it's comfortable for you, go ahead and close down your eyes. And just tune into your breath, noticing your inhales and exhales. And what I really want you to focus on is grounding into your feet. So focus on the feet being in connection with the ground, with the earth right now. This is really helpful to get out of our mind space. So think about, where is the furthest part of our physical body from our brain? It's our feet. Those are our roots that connects us to the earth. So when you're feeling lost in your headspace, it can be really helpful to just ground into the feet, bring your attention here. So we're going to take a few breaths here, really keeping the awareness on the feet, feeling yourself rooted and grounded into the earth here. One more breath here. Moving into sun salutations, we're going to go through the first one nice and slow for anyone who's new to the practice, just so you can learn the movement. If you're not new, it's really nice sometimes to just go through this motion a little slower and enjoy each part of it. So you're going to reach your arms overhead, look up toward your hands. Take a moment here, reach tall through the fingertips. And then dive forward into a forward fold. So the hands can be on the ground, they can just be on the thighs here, wherever you get to. And then come up through flat back. So for flat back, you're going to place your hands on your shins. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, flatten through the spine, finding length here. Take a breath. Relax down into your forward fold again. Place the hands on the ground, step back into a plank position, okay? Drop the knees, lower down onto your stomach, lift yourself up to a low cobra. So for low cobra, you're just lifting the upper body up just a little bit, using the back muscles. The hands are not doing much work. Relax back down. Press back to all fours, tuck your toes underneath you, send yourself back into downward dog. So in downward dog, take a nice deep bend in the knees here. You're pressing through the palms of the hands, hips up to the sky. Breathing. We're all just going to keep the knees bent for our first downward dog. One more breath. And then walk your feet up toward your hands. Come up through flat back again. So hands to the shins. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Fold forward. And then rise up. Arms reach overhead. Look up toward the palms. Draw the hands down in prayer through to your heart center. Okay, we have two more like that. Really focus on the movement here. So we're going to move a little quicker. Don't get too concerned. It doesn't need to be perfect, okay? We're just trying to move our body with our breath. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale for flat back, hands to the shins. Exhale, step back to plank, lower the knees, lower to your stomach. Inhale, come up, low cobra. And exhale, press back, downward dog. Breathe and hold downward dog. If you want to work to start to straighten the knees, you can, but what you really want to think about is keeping those hips up to the sky. Connect with the hands and the feet on the ground. Feeling into that grounding sensation. One more breath. Walk the feet up toward your hands. Come up for flat back on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, look at the hands. Exhale, draw the hands into prayer. Breathe here. One more sun salutation. You can either continue to step back, drop to the knees, come up to low cobra, or if it's in your practice already, we'll lower to chaturanga and come up through up dog. So your choice. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale your way back. So plank to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog. Breathe here. Keeping the awareness on the hands and the feet in contact with the ground, hips up to the sky. One more breath. Walk the feet up toward your hands. Inhale, come up for flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come into prayer. Breathe. Okay, so we warmed up our body, moving into some lower body work. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, come up for flat back again. Exhale, step back to downward dog this time. So right back to your downward dog. Breathe here. From here, step the right foot forward between your hands, drop the back left heel down, lift up into warrior one. So in warrior one, your hands are up to the sky. You're thinking about pulling that right hip back in space to keep your hips pointing forward, okay? Breathe here, keep your awareness in the legs. We're feeling into our body, feeling these muscles working. Connecting with the physical body. One more breath. Hands come into prayer. Open out to warrior two. So you may want to slide the back foot back a little bit further. Bend into the front knee. Arms come out to the side. Gaze is over the front hand. So warrior two, your hips are open toward the side of your mat. So gently drop your tailbone down. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Breathe. Awareness in the legs. Feel into those muscles working. Maybe you find a little deeper variation, bending the front knee a little more. Just be mindful to keep the knee in line with your ankle. Breathe here. Feeling into the heat building in the lower body. One more breath. Windmill the hands down to border your front leg. Step yourself back, down dog. Take a breath here. And step the left foot forward between your hands. Lift up for warrior one on the left. Breathe. So again, checking in with your alignment. The front knee's bent. Pull the left hip back in space. Right knee is straight. Breathe. Maybe getting a little core engagement, pulling the belly button in toward the spine while continuing to keep your breath steady. 2 more breaths. Hands come into prayer. Open out warrior two. Hips are going to open to the side. Feel free to scoot that back leg back a little bit. Breathe, gaze is over the front fingertips. Bring that awareness back down into the legs, noticing how the legs feel working in these postures, how they keep you strong in your warrior pose. Maybe bending a little deeper, getting a little lower. Again, be mindful of the front knee. Keep that knee in line with your ankle. 2 more breaths. Windmill the hands down to border the front foot. Step back, down dog. 2 breaths in downward dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands. Drop the back heel. Lift up warrior 1 again. 2 breaths. Bring the hands into prayer. Turn on your back toes. So instead of having the heel flat, you're turning onto the toes. You're going to power through and come up to warrior 3. So we're pressing up, warrior 3, balancing on the right leg, left leg lifts up, breathe. Warrior 3, you might just have a little lift in the leg. What you really want to think about is keeping the entire spine or the entire body in one line. So if I'm here, if my leg's only lifted this far, then my spine's up a little taller. If you're hinging further forward, then your leg's going up higher. So everything's one straight line. Okay? Keep the back toes pointing down and keep a slight bend in the standing leg. Challenging the balance, really good way to bring that awareness into the physical body. This is what we need to focus on right now. Can I find my balance in this pose? If you're wobbling, no worries. 1 more breath. Place the foot back down. Come up to warrior 1, 1 breath. Hands come down, bordering the right foot. You can vinyasa if that's in your practice, or just step back to downward dog. Your choice. Everyone take a breath in downward dog. And then step the left foot forward between your hands. Lift up warrior 1. 2 breaths. Hands come into prayer. Turn on the back toes. Power through to warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Your option. Maybe you just do a little lift and a little pitch forward. Maybe you're pitching forward a little more. Breathe. Either way, keep the back toes pointing down and keep a slight bend in the standing leg. Challenging the body, challenging your balance. 2 more breaths. Place the foot back down, lift the arms up, warrior 1, 1 breath. Hands come down, bordering the left foot. Either step back to downward dog or go through a vinyasa. What does your body need right now? Check in with your body. We're all different. Breathe in downward dog. And from downward dog, you can walk your feet forward toward your hands, or if you want to take a hop, you're going to come up onto the toes, bend the knees, hop forward, hop the feet forward toward your hands. Everyone come up through flat back, hands to the shins. Fold forward. And then roll yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time, nice and slow, stacking 1 vertebrae over the other. Head and neck come up last. 1 more balanced posture that probably will be a little easier than warrior 3, actually. So we're moving into tree pose, Vrksasana. I'm going to turn to face you. You could stay facing the front of the mat. So starting with the right leg balancing. So option 1, you're going to bring the left heel to the right ankle and keep a slight bend in the standing leg. Hands can be in prayer, and this might be your tree pose. If you need a little more of a challenge, you can bring the left foot to the inner part of the right calf. Okay? And then for those who have been practicing for a while, or if this just feels like you need a little bit more, you could bring that left foot in toward the right thigh. You just don't want to place the foot on the knee. Okay, so it's either on the thigh or on the calf. Breathe here, hands in prayer. Ground into that right foot. This is a super grounding pose. It's tree pose. It's us finding our roots, connecting down. Option to reach the arms up. Growing your branches. 2 more breaths. If the arms are up, bring them back into prayer. And everyone slowly lower the left foot back down to the ground. Switch sides. Slight bend in the left knee. Option 1, right heel goes to the ankle and the right toes are still on the ground. This might be enough. Option 2, right foot to the left calf, inner calf. Option 3, placing that foot on the thigh. Again, just you don't want the foot on the knee. Breathe here, slight bend in the standing leg. If you wobble, it's okay. It's helpful to focus on one point, like keep your vision on one point. That's good and that's helpful for your balance. Breathe, ground into the left foot. Feel really rooted in that left foot. Option to reach the arms up, growing your branches. Feeling into this tree pose. One more breath. If the hands are up, bring them back to prayer. And everyone slowly lower the right foot down. Reach the arms up. Make your body nice and long. Fold forward. And then step back and you're going to come to all fours. Okay, so on your hands and knees, make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Challenging the lower back muscles a little bit, part of our core. Reach the left arm forward, keeping your torso facing down, so the abs are going to kick in a little. This might be enough for you. If you want a little more of a challenge, reach the right leg back. Breathe here, keep the spine nice and flat. Keep the back toes pointing down if the leg's lifted. 2 more breaths. And lower back down. On all fours. Other side, right arm reaches out. Feel the abdominal muscles kicking on already. If you need a little more of a challenge, reach the left leg back. Be mindful not to lock out the elbow of the arm that's on the ground. Breathe here. Breathing into the core muscles. Allowing the lower back muscles to work. 1 more breath. Lower the hands and knee back down. Sit back into kneeling. Take a breath here. Hands on the thighs, palms facing down. This grounds us down toward the earth. Okay, so we're going to move into a little more stretching, lengthening our muscles. So we worked on strengthening. Now we're working on lengthening, still keeping our awareness really centered in on the physical body. Come back to all fours, tuck the toes, come back to your downward dog. Just for a moment, just to transition. Step the right foot forward between your hands, drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes, lift up, low lunge, breathe here. In your low lunge, you really want to be staying high, so we're not sinking right now. You can allow the tailbone to gently drop down and breathe. If this bothers your back knee, you can always fold up your mat for a little extra cushion. 1 more breath. And then straighten the right knee. So bring the hands in prayer, straighten the right knee so you're on your right heel. You might want to just stay here and breathe. Depends on the flexibility of the hamstrings. So you can either just stay here. This will be a little more challenging for your balance, or you could take a forward fold, folding over the right leg. If you're folding forward, find length in the spine as you fold forward. And breathe. Whatever variation you're in, continue to breathe there. If you're in this variation where you're sitting up tall, if the hamstrings are really tight, sometimes then the spine tries to compensate. So I want you to keep the spine straight. So if you need to have a little bend in the right knee to do that, that's fine. Just work on trying to get that right knee straight. That's what your goal is, what you're working on. Take 1 more breath. Come back to low lunge, tuck under the back toes, step back, down dog, just to transition. Left foot now steps forward, back knee drops down, lift up, low lunge on the left. Breathe. Drop the tailbone down. So this pose, we are stretching the hip flexors on the right, but it's also pretty active. You know, the left muscles have to activate to keep you steady here. 2 more breaths. Straighten the left leg, bring the hands into prayer. So your options, so you're either staying up tall with the left knee straight, maybe have a slight bend in the left knee, or if you can keep the knee straight and you want more of a stretch, find that forward fold. Finding length in the spine as you fold forward. In half split, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split pose. Breathe. Breathing into the left hamstring. Breathing into that stretch. One more breath. Come back to low lunge. Tuck under the back toes. Step back, downward dog. Take a breath here. Come through plank. Either drops to the knees and lower to the stomach, or you can lower down from a push-up position. Okay. Prop up onto your elbows, coming through Sphinx pose. So really press through your elbows to drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Breathe here. Focus on the elbows. That's where we're grounding right now. So our weight is really pressing through the elbows. Lower back down to the stomach. You can either come up through Sphinx again, or you can come up through Cobra, your choice. For Cobra, hands will be under the shoulders. Press up so you're starting to straighten the elbows. Just don't lock out the elbows. Lower body stays relaxed. Breathe. Breathing into that stretch. Noticing how we're moving our spine in a new direction. And then lower yourself back down. And from here, you're going to press back to all fours, cross the feet behind you, so you come into sitting, and then you're going to make your way to lay on your back. So you're going to have your knees bent, feet on the earth, press through the heels as you lift the hips up and the arms reach overhead into a bridge. Breathe, squeezing through the glutes. And then slowly lower yourself back down. One more stretch. So you're going to bring the legs in. So you're holding on to the inner ankles. Knees come out to the sides. This is a variation of Happy Baby. So you could stay here, or if you want a deeper variation, you're going to hold on to the outer edges of your feet with your hands, and the feet come up. So like the soles of your feet are pointing up to the sky, and it's like you're pulling your feet down and your knees down toward your armpits. Okay? Breathe. You want to make sure your entire spine's on the ground. So that means from your head all the way down to the sacrum, the lowest part of your back. Okay? If that lower back's lifting up, if your head's lifting up, then go back to variation 1. There's nothing wrong with this. I actually like this variation a lot. I find it's actually a little more relaxing. So you always want to just assess what feels good for you and your body, and that can change day to day. So what feels good for you today? For me, my downward dogs today, I kind of had to mostly bend my knees because I'm having some issues with my right heel. It's really not liking when my knee is straight and I'm really flexing my foot down to the ground, so I had to modify, and that's fine. What can you do to best take care of your body today. One more breath here. And whatever position you're in, relax the legs down. Again, placing the feet on the ground. One more bridge pose just to kind of reset the pelvis. So press through the heels, arms reach overhead, hips lift up. One breath. And lower yourself back down. Arms come back down. Straighten the legs out, moving into Shavasana. Take any props you need. If you need something under your knees to support your lower back, take that. And don't run from Shavasana. I used to hate meditation when my OCD was really bad, and particularly I used to practice yoga, and if I wasn't in a class and I was like practicing at home, I would skip Shavasana. But there's ways you could do it that will actually help calm your mind. So don't run from it. We're going to do it here together. So get into position, laying on the ground. Everyone just tuck your shoulders underneath you and then just relax back down. It just opens the heart a little bit. And just totally relax your body on the earth right now. If it's comfortable for you, I do suggest keeping your eyes closed while we practice Shavasana. Scanning the body. Awareness at the legs, the feet. Letting the feet fall out to the sides. Letting any muscles in the legs relax. Really just letting the lower body relax on the earth right now. Letting the muscles go. Checking in with the lower back. Letting the lower back relax. Letting those muscles go. Letting the abdomen be soft as you inhale and exhale. Allow the upper back to really melt into the earth. Check in with the arms all the way down to your hands. Letting go of any tension here. Check in with the muscles of the face. Let the forehead relax. Let the jaw relax. The eyes relax. And lastly, letting the crown of the head relax fully on the earth. And now just taking a moment, seeing if you can place your awareness on the entire body as a whole. And just feeling the entire physical body relaxed on the earth. And feeling how the earth supports and holds you here. Allow gravity to assist you in relaxing your muscles and allowing yourself to be fully supported here by the earth. So we have 1 minute here where we're going to listen to the music and relax. And what I want you to focus on is just feeling your body right now on the ground relaxed. If the mind's starting to try to talk to you, bring your awareness back to the body, feeling the body on the earth. I'll guide you out when our minute's up. And bring your awareness to your breathing. And start to wiggle the fingers and the toes toes, bringing movement back to the body. Bring the legs together, reach your arms overhead, and make your body nice and long. Stretch through the fingers, stretch through the toes. And bend your knees and roll onto one side, keeping your bottom arm straight out so you can rest your head on the arm. Use your hands to walk yourself back up into a seated position. Just sitting cross-legged in easy pose. Hands in prayer at your heart. We'll close here with one breath together. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Return to your comfortable breath. You can blink your eyes open. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys for practicing with me today. I just want to say, for anyone who does feel like they really can't meditate because of their OCD, to really still be open to exploring this, because I used to think that I couldn't meditate because of my OCD, but I will say, along with therapy, meditation in general is probably what really has helped me with my OCD journey and with healing. So I really highly suggest giving it another try. But that's all from me for today. If you guys aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button right below me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.